Right, that's the basics of streaks. So it's a great application so far, but let's level it up now with some automations. So I've created a set of tasks here. We have a morning routine at the top, and that routine consists of making the bed, walking the dog, taking my vitamins, and reading a self-help book. I haven't got a timer on that particular task. I just do what I can. Now, when I complete my morning routine, I don't want to have to check off all 5 of these tasks. I just want to check off one. Well, let's see how we can do that. For this, I'm going to come into shortcuts. And I've already preloaded the shortcuts that we're going to use in the interests of time, but I will talk you through them. So this morning routine complete shortcut here is frighteningly simple in its construction. Now, if I come down to search actions, I'm just going to search for streaks so that I can show you what actions you have available here. So you can use shortcuts to automatically mark a task as complete, which is what we're kind of doing here. You can export data, you can pause tasks, you can use shortcuts to start and stop timers, which we're going to be doing in the next part of the video, and more. But let's cancel this. I'm going to swipe that down and take a quick look at how this is set up. So I've added an action at the top to mark a task as complete, and you just tap on the task here to choose which one you want. And you can see it's make bed there. Also, if I expand this, I don't need this to be shown when run. You can see we've duplicated this below with all of the elements of the morning routine. Apart from the actual morning routine task itself, I've actually left that as show when run. That toggle is on. Okay, now I could tap here and add this to the home screen. So to complete my morning routine, all I have to do is tap a button. Let's make this yellow here, the same as the page in streaks, and I'll tap add. Okay, is this going to work? Let's see. I'm going to tap, and I can see something happening, and I get the notification from streaks telling me that my morning routine is complete. That's because I left that show when run toggle on. Okay, let's go into streaks and see if this has really run. And there we are. It certainly has. So a very simple automation there. Okay, I've just reset all of those apart from morning routine, and I've just left that task as is so that I can show you how to change the status of these particular tasks, because I haven't shown you that yet. If I tap and go to the calendar, you can long press to open it. And then if you tap on these dates, it cycles through the different statuses, and that makes it easy to retrospectively make any changes if needed. So we can see now that it's back to normal. Okay, let's edit this morning routine task. I'm going to tap the dots, and I'm going to come down to the action button. And this means that I can assign that shortcut that we just created to this button. It needs to be on the incomplete one, of course. And it would be nice to have a picker here, but I need to type in word for word the shortcut name. And there it is. It's in. I can see the name there, and there's the URL. So I'm going to come back, tap done. And we have a button now in the corner, so let's tap it. And you can see this isn't quite as seamless because it does move to the Shortcuts app and process its way through. Of course, I could play with the shortcut to stop this happening and return directly to streaks as soon as it's complete. But you can see how the action button can be used to automate your tasks. The next automation is going to be starting and stopping a timer. And this, along with the health integration, I think is one of the most useful. So down here, you can see a new task. We've got 30 minutes of reading per day. Nice and easy. But I don't want to come into streaks in order to start this. Instead, when I go into my reading focus mode, I want this to automatically start. Then, when I come out of that focus mode, I want it to stop. Sounds complex, but it's really very simple. So over into shortcuts, I'm going to open this start reading timer shortcut. It's got two simple actions. This shortcut is going to start the read a book timer and show me a notification, just letting me know that the timer has started. Then down here, we have the same, but it's going to stop the timer instead. Not tough. Okay, so how are these actually going to be triggered? Well, if I come down here to automations, we can set up automations that trigger these shortcuts. So I've gone ahead and created two. When reading mode is active, the start the reading timer shortcut will run. So it's going to run immediately, and I'm not going to be notified because I've set that up in the shortcut already. The reason for that is I want the notification to come from streaks. That tells me that the timer has physically started. So this is the trigger, and this is what it's going to do. So I tap done. Then when it's off, the stop one is going to run. And just to show you where it's created, you just need to tap on the plus button up here. Then you choose your trigger. So the focus modes, those are all the way down here, and that's the reading one there. Okay, let's close this and come across to streaks. Now, of course, you don't need to be in it to run it. I just want to see it working. And I'm not expecting the notification to actually appear when I run this because it's suppressed whilst I'm recording. But I'm going to swipe down from the top right to go into Control Center. Tap here on my focus modes and then select reading. That's done. I'm going to come out. And you can see my timer there is counting down with the little dial there. And there was no notification, as I say. Now, if I come into Control Center again and tap to exit that focus mode, I'll come back into streaks and you can see the timer has stopped. So very easy to set up, but you'll see the power of chaining multiple tasks to shortcut automations can really automate your streaks data. Okay, we're near the end now, and we do need to look at some of the options that we have underneath settings. So if I tap on the clock here, you can see all of the notifications currently set up for the tasks on the whole page. It's a nice view and it gives you the chance to make changes and have a bird's eye view of what's going on, because it's really important to keep these under control. Then if you're struggling with any areas of the application, there is a great help section below this question mark here. It's got lots of different categories. We've got frequently asked questions at the top. There's help with widgets, help with tasks. You can find information on most things in here if you're finding yourself stuck. Then if we tap on this second settings cog, this takes us into some global settings for the app now. So at the top, we can change the app icon. Then below that, if you tap iCloud, you can turn off iCloud Sync if you don't want your data syncing between devices. And you can tap on these dots here. And this allows you to view your data, or you can diagnose issues by looking at any recent errors. Now I'm just going to come back. Then down here, you've got some theme settings that you can set. So you can sync the theme between devices if that's something you want, or you can choose when and if the theme changes. Now this next set of settings, I must admit I didn't know was there, the gold theme. So for instructions on this, you can tap on the question mark. And what this does is if you complete all of the tasks on a page, it turns gold. And it kind of explains why I hadn't seen it before, because the default is to have a minimum of 6 tasks on a page to enable this. And I've never had that many. But if I come out, here is where you set the criteria. So minimum tasks on a page here, the minimum that need to be completed, then maximum tasks that will be missed and maximum that are missed. So I'm going to pause and set this up. Okay, here we are. Now all I've got to do is walk Simba one more time and I should get a gold page. So let's do it. And wow, I'm such a simple human, but that look makes me feel pretty good. I'm definitely going to be a little bit more strategic about how I lay out my tasks on the pages now, I think, because I want to see this gold theme more often. Okay, back in settings now, and you can choose what day the week starts on and what time the day starts. Your categories, or lack of them in this case, are listed here. And if I tap on Up Next, you can configure what shows when you tap that Up Next filter button, and you can make some other small changes here. Okay, a little bit further down now, and manage data is very useful, especially this actions section, because every element of streaks has what is known as a callback URL, meaning you can call it from other applications. So if I wanted to link to this walk dog task, I can simply tap, and there is the callback URL there, and it's automatically been copied to my clipboard. Then if I come back, the last bit to show here is down here where you can export your streaks data. You can import data into streaks, and most importantly, you can access your backups. They're listed here, and you can tap one to display the backup information. And if you need to, you can import it, but of course that's going to overwrite your current data.